be tweaking on these right here. Oh, I ain't just get 1, 2 for the 4. Racetrack, 2 for the 4. Tweaking on these. Health as well. All right, girl. Wait till we get by the 2-minute mark, man, and start. This not gonna be a long live, I promise y'all. It's my second live for today, and knocking them out, trying to get back in the algorithm, trying to get back in the swing of things. Appreciating when you guys hit the like button, cost you guys a dime. It's the cheapest way to support a channel or support some content, a level of some content that that is on YouTube. I hope I'm helping you. Hoping you're having a blessed day. It's a beautiful day in A. 66 degrees at the moment. That means it's just right. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. You can bump it up to about 70. This nigga here, I swear, he always standing right here. I just don't have a job. Hit the like button, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, please. We're gonna use this time to talk about Bricc the Trick. And it's funny how he used to say, not the trick. But when this paperwork came out, I had said, no, we must we must go back down with this name. We must, you know, it is Bricc the Trick. It is Bricc the Trick. This nigga they don't do nothing but argue. They don't do nothing but. Are you ever seen those couples? They don't do nothing but argue. Like, jeez. Can you be in a relationship like that when you don't do nothing but argue? Bro, what you think I'm doing? If I'm backing up, why would... Y'all hit the like button, please. Thank you so kindly. We're gonna make this short. I'm gonna have this is gonna be a short live. It's not gonna be as long. I promise you it's not gonna be as long because I don't have that many questions. I wrote down half of a page this time. Now, earlier this morning, this is what I did this morning. I got half of that now on this one. This is basically, I don't even know if Bricc was granted a bail or not. If he was, that is definitely a miracle. It is definitely a miracle. He is definitely have some prayer warriors praying for him, and he have a 4-leaf clover in all of his pockets. If he received the bail after what I heard on Seti Nash's channel. Now, Seti Nash is one of those channels that I do listen to because he will get to the... I would rather listen to Seti Nash than listen to 1090 Jake. Matter of fact, I haven't even heard nothing about 1090 Jake. Is 1090 Jake still amongst the living? I haven't even heard from 1090 Jake in a while. I don't even know if 1090 Jake's still around. I don't know if he's locked up. I don't know what's going on. I know he normally covers stuff like this, but I don't know. I don't, you know, fuck him. It's just something about him that I just don't like. You know what I mean? So let me see. Adam Test Work 100, man. Okay, I just say I'm getting notification. That's what I'm reading. But anyway, I'm gonna read this from the not from the top to the bottom. I'm gonna go in reverse. I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top. That's why this is not gonna be a long live. Listening to Seti Nash's content, y'all go check it out. He read the entire paperwork that they have on Bricc Baby. And what I will say before I start this is, for those who ain't never been incarcerated before, whether state or fed, their job is to paint you out, especially when it's time to do bond hearings or whatever. The prosecutor job is to paint you out to be the worst person since the invention of crack cocaine, since the invention of handguns, firearms. Their job is to paint you out to be the worst person in the room at that particular time in that building, and why it's so many reasons why you shouldn't get a bail. Now, when a prosecutor don't mind giving you a bail, they don't mind giving you a bail. But if you got somewhat of a record and they don't mind giving you a bail, don't think you're a flight risk. Their job is to at least paint it to be as complicated as possible, to have it as worse as they can have it. Hello. They want you to have the maximum bail that they can have set for you. They don't want no pats on the wrist, especially in this federal, and this is a RICO, and you are a gang affiliate. And what Seti was reading, I didn't even write down everything Seti was reading. I just wrote down certain things that I wanted to talk about on this one. Y'all can go to Seti if y'all want to hear the entirety. But the prosecutor job is to paint you out to be the worst person. Appreciate that. That prosecutor job is to paint you out to be the worst person, and they did a damn good job at painting Bricc Baby out to be public enemy number one, menace to society, threat to society, the biggest, baddest loke running around Los Angeles. Hit the like button, please. They do that to black folks even on their first offense. They definitely will. Even if it's your first offense, but your first offense is like a violent charge, like murder or something like that. Yeah, they will paint it. But if they don't have, but what makes it easy for them, which I feel like it should be against the law. Now, when y'all just heard, if y'all heard what Seti Nash said, the way they painted Bricc Baby, how gruesome they painted him, you can only imagine when it's Big U turn. When it's the time for them to read Big U paperwork and what they have on Big U. They gonna paint Big U out to be King Kong on steroids. The Loch Ness Monster. The actual Bigfoot. They gonna paint him out to be, if they painted Bricc Baby out to be what he is, imagine what they gonna paint Big U out to be, because what they do is they gonna go back to your entire criminal history. Now, this is a law that should be passed within the federal, on the federal level. I don't like the fact that the feds can, because the feds and the states are two separate entities. But when you're going into a courtroom in the feds and how they do point systems and how they do, like when they reading your charges, when they reading your bond, like trying to paint a picture for you to have, they will bring up shit that had nothing to do with feds. I feel like in federal, they should only mention what's going on in federal. Because when I went to the feds, and to be mind you, I'm really a state dude when it comes to that criminal shit. I ain't no federal fucking dude. No, it's so comical how I wind up in the feds. I didn't wind up in the feds for doing nothing extremely crazy, or some big drug lord, or robbed a couple banks, ransom notes, flipped over Brink's truck. I ain't none of that. I don't have none of that on my jacket. I got to the feds because we was doing door knocking. That's a big thing here in Atlanta, right? Door knocking. So I was fuck around one time in the rich areas where I always used to go and do this shit at. And I'm doing some door knocking at a park, but I'm thinking it was a just a regular park. It was a federally owned park. So I used to hit these people for so long, these rich ass people for so long, right? You'll be amazed how much fucking money. Like, I don't pull 30,000 out of a car in less than 20 seconds. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But they fucked around and did like a little setup and got me up in that motherfucker. And I went back down there doing that shit. And when I got caught on the scene, they said, you know, you ain't going to the state. You know this federal, right? You know this. I said, federal? What you mean? What you fuck? They said, this is a federal park. That's how I wind up in the feds. That's how I was able to learn all this shit that going with the feds. I ain't never robbed no bank. I am not a part of no mafia thing. I ain't never did something at the airport. I ain't never flipped a Brink's truck. I ain't never had a fit that was on federal ground. And so they made it a fed case, went to the feds, seen all sorts of shit in that motherfucker. That's why I realized the feds were different than the state. All right, now this is what I feel like when the law should be changed. I feel like the feds will paint a picture, and when they do Big U, they're gonna go back to the 80s. Mind you, Big U been getting locked up since the 80s. They gonna go back to the 80s talking about all his run-ins with authority, with the law from the 80s, and bring that shit all the way to today. And I feel like that should be against the law. I heard you drop the soap in Atlanta. Let me see. What's your name? TB's by. They be having some of the weirdest names on YouTube. But I dropped the soap a few times, man, in the shower at the house, man, like, and like, man, thank God I ain't in no prison nowhere. Man, like in the shower in Atlanta, like in my home, my own home, house, apartment, whatever. Yeah, I done been in that motherfucker before, goddamn singing and shit, and dropped that motherfucker. Bam. But the good thing about it, I was at home. I was never in jail. I was never in prison. And if I drop the soap in prison, your black ass or white ass or Spanish ass, you better not pick that soap up and continue washing your ass with that nasty ass soap that all these kids done been dripped on the ground. But anyway, I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. Whoever said that, real. All right, so I feel like when the feds is the feds, the states is the state. When you're talking to a federal judge, you should bring up the subject at hand. If this person have been to the feds before, maybe bring that up. But if this person ain't never been to the feds, this is the first time in the feds, you need to be talking about what he done on a federal level. Don't be in here talking to this judge, tapping into his emotions or her emotions or whatever, painting a picture of this person, talking about a bunch of state stuff. You talking about a bunch of stuff he done already handled in the state. He done already handled all this stuff in the state. A lot of this stuff they was naming on Bricc Baby, 2009, 2012, 2013, I want to say. But all that was state stuff. And it had nothing to do with the federal system. It had nothing to do with the federal prosecutors, federal jury, federal dollars. It was strictly state. So when y'all go in here and y'all, this is how they going to bump up their points. This is how Bricc Baby going to wind up at a USP with his charges. I don't really know the track record of Loose Cannon to know what will he go to a medium or a low. Big U, I'm gonna be honest with you. Big U might go to ADX. Big U might land in the same facility where Larry Hoover and Eric Rudolph and Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, and El Chapo at. He might. At bare minimum, USP. ADX is the worst. ADX is the worst criminal, is the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. That's where the El Chapo is at. That's where all them at. Big U, at bare minimum, he gonna go to a USP, and that's still a high. That's still a high. So let me get into this right here. Seti Nash, shout out to Seti Nash. Y'all want to check it out? Y'all go to Seti Nash channel and check it out. Bricc Baby heading to Big Sandy. Big U heading to ADX. That's, you see, I didn't even read this, and they already put it down, and they already know. Wizard of Clout know what he's talking about. He or she, they know what that wizard. That's a dude. They know what they talking about. Big U, Big Sandy is a USP. ADX, that's Colorado. That's up there where them. Yeah. You don't get no worse than that. You don't get no worse than that. It's nothing above ADX. But on Seti Nash channel, Seti Nash said that Bricc Baby is facing 10 years. Bricc Baby, if that prosecutor come to if the prosecutor, fuck your lawyer, fuck your paid attorney. If the prosecutor come to your door and say, psst, you, the one that's in there having them withdrawals. Yeah, the little one with the little dreads up. Come here. Come to the door. And you crawl your ass out of that door, and them folks say, and they slide this paper that I don't like on read, and they say, take the 10 years or else. If your black ass don't sign them fucking 10 years, you are the stupidest motherfucker in that federal facility. You'll do about 8 years. So you like 38, you'll be like my age when you get out, like 45, 46, you'll be in that area, 44, whatever. You're gonna do about 8 years. You'll be about 45 or some shit like that. You'll still be, you can still get out of here. You can get that behind you. Your child, your newborn will be 8. They'll still be in elementary. So you can still, let me make sure I said that right. Yeah, be in elementary. So you will still be able to, you'll still be able to be in your kid's life. Take the 10 years, Bricc. Because it's two things that happen. In the feds, they call it career. If they career criminal you, and the reason why I wrote, y'all can see it right here, I wrote career criminal right here. Mind my ashy knuckles. I'm hustling. Career criminal. See, the state has recidivists. The state has recidivists. If you see recidivists on your shit, that mean they trying to nail you to the cross. They trying to get you to carry your cross, and you're gonna get nailed to this cross if you get convicted under the Recidivist Act. So usually before they give a person in the state the recidivist, they'll give them a plea. You gonna cop out to this, or face, you know, the recidivist. If you found guilty in the recidivist, you will get the max of the max. And when I was listening to Seti Nash describe Bricc Baby case, I couldn't help but think about a homie that was in my car when I was in the feds from AUG, from Augusta. AUG is for short. His name Ball, right? Ball used to cut the hair. Cool ass Ball, cut hair, play basketball. We used to play basketball on the yard, and he used to cut hair real good, right? Caught so many so many gun charges in the state. This date back to Alto days. He used to catch a bunch of gun charges. Go to jail, get caught with a gun, Well, this final time they caught him with a gun, he had the gun in the glove compartment. He didn't even have it on him. I read his paperwork. He had the gun in the glove compartment. They found a gun in his glove compartment and gave Ball 18 years in the feds. Career criminal. I met Ball in 2013. He had done been down probably 2-3 years then. Ball should be getting out now, 2025. You know, you do 18 years, do about 15 years. He got 18 years, not for brandishing a weapon, not for shooting somebody with the weapon, not with pistol whipping nobody with the weapon. He got 18 years because they caught him with another weapon after so many gun charges. Now, I heard Seti Nash say something about 23 counts of guns or gun charges or whatever happened. Like, Bricc Baby have been caught with several guns. Damn near every time Bricc Baby got locked up in the state, a gun was involved. Okay, a gun was involved. So if he got that many shit, Bricc Baby, you best believe, if you don't take them fucking 10 years, if they come at you with the 10 years, because they might say, you know what, fuck it. We want to career him out. We're gonna try this on a career criminal career him out and go for the juggler. But if they go with you with 10 years, you better take them fucking 10 years, boy. Big U going to jail for Larry Hoover, 35 years. It's over. Hoover been at it for over 35 years. Yeah, Hoover very old now, man. Larry Hoover's a very old man. Loose Cannon going to Big Sandy. I don't know Loose Cannon record, his thing, but that's the catch. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the feds think they slick. That's really their way of charging you twice for charges that they feel like wasn't enough in the state, because you get your point system go off of your current charges and what you've been locked up in the past. Whatever these charges points that go up to, all on with that shit they were saying with Bricc Baby. That shit gonna guarantee put him in a high. He gonna guarantee go to a USB. He is not going to no fucking medium, no fucking low. No. No camp. No. That girl might go to a camp. The girl that's already out on bail with the ankle monitor or whatever, because for her to get out that fast, if she's found guilty on something, I can see her going to a low or going to a camp, that female. Right? I believe they might 10 years Bricc because he was working. If they give Bricc 10 years, he better take it. He better sign that shit so fucking fast. He better not say, let me think about it. Let me call my girl. Let me discuss this with my lawyer. Fuck all that. Man, you better take them fucking 10 years, bro. You better take them 10 years and do them little 8 years. Do them 8 years. Clean yourself up. And come back out of here and you got another chance at life. You'll still be in your mid-40s. You can still get out of here and get yourself together. Niggas like Big U, you can stick a fork in it. 10 years is like a death sentence to a nigga that old. Let me get back to this. All right. Countless supervision violations, countless threats of violence towards people, your baby mama, other people or whatever. These are things that was brought up that's in his paperwork that was read today. Because whatever Seti Nash read is the same thing the prosecutor is going to read. When they open court is in session, prosecutors stand up. Is everybody here? Everybody here? Prosecutor get the floor first. The prosecutor is going to read the entire thing, and the judge is going to be sitting there, whether it's a male, and don't let it be somebody that have lost a loved one or know someone that lost a loved one due to gun violence or gang activities. You a fucking meatloaf. You are a fucking meatloaf. You a fucking meatloaf if you dealing with a judge that got a real gripe or a real like thing about gang members or thing about motherfuckers with guns and threatening to shoot people. If they got somebody in their family that done died or been injured due from gang activities, like you are cooked, soft, mushroom soft, marshmallow soft, fresh bakery bread soft. Y'all know who I get that from. But let me see. They say they have video evidence of Bricc Baby firing a weapon where shells was found on the scene that matched the weapon, I guess, that they found in his house. Bricc Baby, they got you on camera. Bricc Baby, they got you on camera firing a gun. Now, I don't know if you was firing at somebody, you fired somebody, or you was just shooting in the air. They found shells at that fucking residence of them apartments you lived at, and them shells matched them guns they found in your house. Good night. Bricc Baby, you was heard. I'm reading a question. Bricc Baby, you was heard on audio recordings discussing firearms and other crimes for months. So for months, they've been listening to your ass on the phone, talking about firearms and talking about crimes. And when they bust your house, when they ran in your house, they recovered a lot of those firearms that you was I guess talking about on the phone. He can't get 10 years, y'all, unless he's working that gun. He's starting at 15. Yeah. I just heard Seti Nash say he was facing 10 years, like 91 months. That's like nine years, close to 10 years, something like that. They was trying to rob him at the mall, USP Hazleton. See, that be that crackhead, that be what that dude name was on. Y'all remember that movie South Central? What's Pookie Loke? What's his name? Pookie Loke, the nigga that was like slow. South Central. What that nigga name? He used to do the little shit. Pookie Loke. That was his name. Bricc Baby, y'all. You and Loose Cannon is that dude. Pookie Loke. I think that's what his name in South Central. Y'all got to be the dumbest, slowest, man. Bricc, why you on the phone talking about firearms? Why you on the phone talking about charges and cases? Like, why? Loco, that's what his name. Loco. Bricc Baby is the modern day Loco. You are Loco for real, bro. Them folks say they've been listening to you for months, so ain't no fucking telling what you've been saying. And here's another thing I noticed about when Seti Nash was reading the paperwork. Never did they mention in the paperwork any good, somewhat good that you was doing, because their job is not to paint you out to be a good person. Their job is not to tell the judge, Your Honor, for the last 2 years, he's been earning an income, providing for his family, working at a podcast called No Jumper. You know, and they got that docket 2-3 years you've been working at No Jumper. They didn't mention that at all, because they don't want the judge to know that while upon being arrested, you was an employee. They don't want the judge to know that. So they didn't mention any of that. They ain't mention no good in it. They said that you was pointing a gun at the mother of your kids while in front of your kids. That's some sucker shit. Like, you know how many times I've been upset with my kid's mother, man. I'm not finna draw down on my kid's mother, and especially doing all this shit in front of my kids, bro. That gun could have went off. You know you be high as shit. You know what I mean? That gun could have went off. You could have shot somebody. You could have shot yourself. You could have shot your kid's mother. You could have shot one of your kids. Not cool at all, Bricc. Loco, you right. There you go. That's what made me upset. Truck driver drove me off the road. Truck driver drove you off the road last week. What you do? You cut him off? Bricc Baby, that's some foul shit, bro. And while I said, you know how he used to say, it's Bricc, not the trick. No, it's Bricc the trick. Because Bricc Baby was accused of pushing a prostitute out of a moving vehicle. The woman fell on her face, being shoved out of the car. That was in the paperwork. City Nash read that. That was in the paperwork. Oh, Bricc was with a prostitute. Bricc the trick. I thought he said he wasn't the trick. Bricc, you got caught trying to trick off, and you saw 12 or something. You sped off or something. Somehow, some way, pushed the girl out the car. The girl fell on her face. That's fucked up, Bricc. That's fucked up, Bricc. God damn, man. I don't know whether or not if he. I'm pretty sure it's 5 o'clock, so it's like 2 o'clock there, 2:23, and out that way. So I don't know if he been in front of the judge yet. I'm pretty sure he have. So I don't know if they denied his bail yet. God, good Lord, this dude looking like Rick Ross on opiate, Ozempic. God damn. Huh? You talking about the Rick Ross or the rapper Rick Ross? Cause I'm bigger than the goddamn the Rick Ross. Like, come on now. And the biggest nigga. It's good working out on this side, boy. It's good working out. You see it. You see it. It's good working out on this side, boy. It's good working out. I feel sorry for them boys. They threw their lives away. Man, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. But you know, like I say, paperwork is paperwork. They can paint you out to be the worst thing. I feel like that's the man, that should be against the law, man. It should be against the law when you in federal custody to be in a courtroom and they talking and discussing with the judge state stuff that you did in the state. You done your time for it in the state. I feel like that should be against the law. That should be against the law because you done already. Hold on, why you bringing this up in this state? This ain't got nothing to do with federal. Why you bringing this up in this federal courtroom about state charges? Why you basing my guidelines on how many points I'm gonna have upon being sentencing off of my state charges? Because they're gonna add all that to it. They're gonna add your state points to your federal points, and then that's how they're gonna sentence you. And I feel like that's bullshit. That should be against the law. And that's their way of really burying people, because the average person that done been to the feds, usually that's their first time in the feds. The first time, knockout, home run, grand slam. They done gave you 120 months, 60 months, 180 months. That's the first time you get locked up. But how they put the nail in the coffin is they add on this shit that you did in the state that you done already done your time for. So now you sentencing me, you punishing me twice. Basically saying that he was using the good he was doing to manipulate and intimidate the community. Imagine when that paperwork come out. I don't think City Nash got the paperwork yet with Big U. When that paperwork come out, I can imagine how long that shit was. Because with Bricc Baby paperwork, he read through it fairly fast. But they crammed a lot of shit in that shit, man. They painted him out as a menace. Yeah, that's some double jeopardy type shit. If I done already done time for this shit, why you bringing this shit up in the feds? And why that is being a part of this? When they get sentenced, them boys get sentenced. The way that they gonna pick their time, they sentence, they're gonna add the points. They're gonna add each points up to what they got going on in the state, what they did in the state, and add them points to what they got going on in the feds, and that's gonna dictate what facility they're gonna be in. They're gonna be at a low, camp, medium, high. Chances are they're gonna be in a high because the average Negro have more state charges than federal charges. So now you're charging me twice. They're gonna charge him twice. That shit sad, bro. So if he got a bond today, if Bricc Baby come back, you hear, oh, breaking news, Bricc Baby got a bail. If you hear Bricc Baby got a bond after all that shit, and I know that prosecutor read that in front of the judge, and his lawyer was still able to swear away to get him a bond, man, that man better count his blessings, man. That man may have, he probably had 2, 3, 4-leaf clothes. He had to have a voodoo doctor outside of the courtroom doing some roots. He had to have all some spells or whatever. And I wouldn't say run. If he was Big U, I'd say if he got bond, run. Go to try to get smuggled to a country where you can't get expedited. But Bricc Baby young enough to catch them 10 years. They say he faced 10 years. I just heard somebody in the comments said it's 15 years. Bricc Baby young enough to catch a 10 and do like 8 years off it. 7.5, 8 years off it. And can be back home with his kids. Even if he caught 15, he'll get out in his late 40s. If Bricc Baby caught 15 at 38, 39 years old, he'll get out in his late 40s. He'll get out at 49, probably 50 at the most. His kids will be in middle school. His youngest child will be in middle school or whatever, but he can still watch his child graduate middle school, high school, go off to college. He can do that. It's over with for Big U. If a motherfucker like Bricc Baby get 15, you can imagine what Big U gonna get. You can imagine what Big U gonna get. I'm just being honest, y'all. Yeah, 2 times. Me too. I went for a charge and then I went for a violation. So transport, you know I ain't lying. They gonna add, when you went to the state or the feds, if you ever been to the state, they added points to your shit from your state runs, right? So you already done been sentenced in the state. You already done your time in the state. You done with that shit. You ain't got nothing going on in the state. But when you got locked up in the feds, they brought up everything you did in the state, and that's how they categorized your points and sentenced you. It's over. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. That shit bad. If they go to that boy's cell and say, hey, you, wake up. You over there having withdrawals. Let me see. Yeah. They were going to be category 6. Oh, man. Oh, Bricc the trick. Oh, man. And this is Bricc Baby on paperwork. We ain't even got to, we haven't even got to the Big U paperwork. Man, I can imagine how I can imagine how thick that shit gonna look, like an old school back in the day phone book. I can imagine how thick that damn paperwork gonna be on Big U. Seti Nash gonna have to do part 1, part 2, and part 3, reading all that shit. He got to go live and read all that. He got to go live and sit there and go. I guarantee you that Big U paperwork like this. I guarantee you, it ain't no little shit. It's shit like this. Man, shit. Shit. I just be amazed at how these people put themselves in them positions, man, for these feds to play with their life like that, bro. Throw their life away like that. That shit crazy. Shout me out, Nathan. Don't say Nathan on there, say Veronica. Which one it is? You Nathan in the daytime, Veronica online? I ain't judging. We ain't judging. We ain't judging. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Hitting the like button is the cheapest way to support my channel. Hitting the like button is the cheapest way to support my channel. You want to up it up a notch. I ain't even did my members only thing. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait before I do the membership type of members only thing content. But hit the like button. That's the cheapest way to support. They know what they was doing when they sat at the round table and came up with that shit. Yeah, it's crazy. They gonna be in the category 6. That shit bad, bro. That shit bad, bro. That shit bad, bro. Big Uta type motherfucker. I'm telling you, Big Uta, because his case kind of similar to Larry Hoover. Because Larry Hoover had a situation like that going on back in the days when he got locked up too. Like, was with non-profits getting goddamn funding from the city or whatever. Hoover had that same thing going on back in the days. And you see what Hoover had. But I don't want to say Hoover started out at ADX. I want to say he was at a high, but he fucked around and started doing some more shit while he was there, and they found out and they were like, fuck it, we're gonna put him in ADX. So I mean, Big U can still fall at a USP. He can still wind up at a USP unless he get to the USP and they find out that he's still orchestrating shit from the USP. Then you out of here, man. You're gonna be on the next envelope shipped to ADX, Colorado. Stop sweating the likes. Nah, fuck that. Scoop, hit the like. Did you hit the like? Hit the like button. That's the cheapest way. All right, Scoop. Because you was in one of my comments the other day. I saw that. $ Humble King 404, Scoop. I won't say nothing about the likes no more. How about that? Every content creator ask you guys to hit the like button. Get your content, get your channel, get your content in the algorithm. Get it up there. That's what it's about, and it's free. You act like it's coming out of your account. You act like it's coming out of your account. He got out on bond. He working. Who got out on bond? The fans don't give bonds on. Who got out on bond? It was shocked the hell out of me. It was shocked the hell out of me. If you talking about Bricc Baby. Because both of them went for a bond hearing today. Bricc and Loose. Them boys got them little ass babies, man. That shit just crazy. That shit just crazy. They had them small ass kids, man. And get yourself in a position like this, man. You know, and they mentioned the property. They mentioned something about his property, like how that shit is not official or it's not. It's something they mentioned that shit. It'd be hard, man. I don't really know too many people that get bails on RICOs or whatever. I really don't. I don't think I can think of one person that got a bond on a RICO. You see, they ain't even give Thug a bond on a RICO, and he was state. They ain't even give Thug a bond. Like, they ain't give none of them boys bonds. I don't know, man. But you know, when you first go to jail, people be optimistic. They be in denial. They think that they done found the loophole. They just wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it. How do you feel about Adam 22? I feel like Adam 22 is a he is a modern day slave owner. You know what I'm saying? He don't hold them at gunpoint to incriminate themselves, but they do it. You know what I'm saying? And he capitalized off it. You know, it's his platform, it's his channel. He the one who hired him. He the ones who cut the check. He the one who see the money before they see the money. And Adam wouldn't be shit. Vlad wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for black struggle. Everybody black, I always feel like they made it once they get in the hands of the white man. Like the white man give them some money, a couple dollars or whatever, and they feel like they, you know, give them a look or whatever, and they feel like this is where it's at. When you can do that same shit on your own, you might as well, if you're gonna self-incriminate yourself, create your own podcast, get your own people up there and be running it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Adam is no different than Vlad no different than Adam. They just content fucking creators and owners of podcasts and channels or whatever, and They have figured out how to make an American buck off of black struggle, black genocide, black people, man. For anything, you would think that that black crowd would have shifted over with T-Rail and what's the other boy name over there, Figs, that channel. You would have thought they would have went over there and helped pipe his channel up, get they podcast up, but they man. They don't want to do that. They don't feel like they made it unless they up under the umbrella of massa. And I was only 22. They do me. I didn't think they can pull up your juvenile record. So was you in no. They counted your juvenile record. The fuck? They weren't supposed to do that. They weren't supposed to bring up your juvenile record, bro. These dudes just robbed me. Do I up the switch? Do I up the switch? Did you have a switch on you when they was robbing you? Oh, they robbed you and then you left and now you got your hands on your switch and now you know where they at. Fat hoops and underscore hoops. You saying that they robbed you, you went home, got your switch and you riding around and you know where they at and you debating on whether or not should you go back over there and do something to them? Back on Fig. Yeah, they should have went over there and got that channel popping and lit and God gave all that content to them. But black people don't like seeing other black people in them type of positions. You know what I mean? The black folks hate It Is What It Is podcast, the thing with Mason on camera. You know what I mean? How many black folks hate $1 million worth of game? You know how many black people hate My Expert Opinion? Bag Fuel. It's like black people don't want to see other black people make it like that. Or if they do, they want to overcharge you if they get you on the pod. You know what I mean? You know how many people hate on Say Cheese or hate on Real Tunes? Man, these people, oh man. They just hate. Black people hate black people, man. That shit is serious, bro. Black people, man, black folks hate the shit out of their own people, bro. They ain't happy. If you got $1,000, let me see, Rolls from the concrete. If you got $1,000 and you're around some black people you grew up around, if you got $1,000, them niggas hating on you if they ain't got $5,000. Or if they broke and you got $1,000 and you ain't giving them a percentage of the $1,000 that you bust your ass and went and work for. If you got $1,000 in your account, them niggas around you think your homeboys, they secretly, man, I better have 5,000 if Rose got 1,000. If Rose got 10,000, I better have 100,000. You know what I mean? So it just, niggas always want to one up you. They always feel, I don't give a fuck. I mean, we can get some money together, man. That shit ain't gonna do nothing but motivate me. I don't give a fuck. All my wrongdoing, I ain't done no wrongdoing in the black community in over 20 years. All my wrongdoing, crime is crime. Granted, it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. But I was always conscious enough. I used to go to the rich folks area and do my little shit. I used to go in the rich folks area and do my shit. I ain't gonna fucking hold you. I ain't did no shit in no damn hood in so long. But black people hate to see black people above them or just doing better than them. Man, motherfuckers just hate. They'll take their ass over there on Vlad and tap dance for Vlad and no jumper and try to up their price when it comes to a black podcast or whatever, or one that's on the rise. They don't want to go over there and fuck with the campaign. They don't really want to go over there and kick it with them. You know what I mean? They want to stay over here because they feel like they safe when they over here. You meant to say if he get out on bail, he working. Yeah, I mean, if he get out on bail, that'll shock the hell out of me. Hearing what Sadie Nash was reading, I'm like, damn. And it just put me in the mind of like, it made me remember like how unfair it is for the feds to be able to bring up. And you know what's funny? If you get locked up in the state, but you done been locked up in the feds before, only thing the state can possibly say is he has had a run-ins with federal, but we're not able to pull because the federal information it's night and day. They don't really share the information like that. You know what I'm saying? But the feds can goddamn go in a federal facility, federal courthouse, and bring up 90% of the bond hearing. They can bring up everything you did in the state, in the little bit that you in there locked up for now in the feds, and say this is why he don't need a bond. But you just said this shit to the judge about a bunch of shit that was state level, not federal. State level that I done already took care of. Why you bringing this shit up? It's sad. I ain't gonna even entertain that. That's a weird ass fucking comment. Stock and crypto. I don't know. I've been hearing people talk about crypto. I gotta get more information on it. I ain't really. No, I haven't. That's a very good list of puppy K9. This K9 look. I mean, this little German Shepherd look good. Look at this baby German Shepherd, y'all. That motherfucker look good. Dog look good. That dog look good. But I appreciate y'all time. My phone about to beep out anyway. It's dead. It's dead. 50 minutes. 50 minutes. I appreciate y'all time on this month. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Support the channel. The cheapest way you can support it by hitting the like button. The cheapest way to support the channel is hitting the like button. I am Humble King. I'm gonna sit back and watch and see how this gonna turn out. We're gonna see what happens next. You know, did Bricc get a bond? Did Luce get a bond? Did they both go back on the bus sad that they didn't get a bond, or did they go back happy? Did one come back to the jail happy that they got a bond and this one didn't? We're gonna see. We're gonna just see in due time. I am Humble King. Y'all have a peaceful, blessed day.